It decreases the cholesterol level in the blood for the body, right? Now stimulant purgatives. Stimulant purgatives, again I told you that they causes the stimulation. So whenever we use the stimulant purgative, they causes the stimulation, and they are the powerful purgative known as irritant purgative. Now irritant, why they are known as stimulant purgative? Because they causes the irritation of the bowel. So whenever there is irritation of the bowel, they causes the process of purgation. So they are known as irritant purgative. They are known as irritant purgative. Now they stimulate the motor activity in intestine, that is increases the peristaltic movement, increases the bulk material, increases the irritation of the intestinal cells or the muscles, and due to this irritation there is increase in the movement of the gut, right? Now the mechanism of action of this irritant purgative causes the accumulation of water and electrolyte in the lumen. Now again, on one side they causes the irritation, on the second side they causes the increase in the absorption of water and electrolyte, and when there is increase in the absorption of water and electrolyte, there is accumulation of this water and electrolyte in the lumen, and they causes increase in the bulk material of the bowel, right? So this may cause the irritation. Now they inhibit the sodium potassium ATPase, as we have discussed previously, at the basolateral membrane of the liver cells, causes increased transportation of the sodium and water into the interstitium, right? We have discussed in previous slide, so there is no use to explain again. So enhances the secretion of activity of cyclic AMP. Again, we have discussed in this activity of cyclic AMP in the crypt cells, and by increasing the prostaglandin synthesis, which increases the secretion, right? So the dose must be given accordingly. The large dose of purgative may cause please be careful about this. The dose must be given accordingly. The large dose of purgative may cause excessive purgation, because when you give the patient that particular component in the form of drug or any other chemical compound, the large dose of purgative may cause the excessive purgation. Whenever there is excessive purgation, means that there is increase in the stool formation, or we can say that there is maybe the motion, fluid and electrolyte imbalance, automatically fluid and electrolyte imbalance, because there is imbalancing between the electrolytes and the food by the action of the enzyme sodium potassium ATPase, hypokalemia, clonic atony, that is atony means that decreased power of the muscles of the colon, atony causes, that is chronic atony, reflexly stimulate the gravid uterus. Now reflexly stimulated the gravid uterus, so contraindicated during pregnancy. Gravid uterus means the uterus of a pregnant woman, that is known as gravid uterus. So reflexly stimulate the gravid uterus, and it may cause the miscarriage or the abortion. So that's why it is contraindicated during pregnancy. Purgative should not be given in the pregnancy, they are contraindicated. Subacute or chronic absorption of the intestine. Now next is the diphenylmethane phenolphthalein. Now phenolphthalein, it is the simple, you know that it is an indicator which you have used in your laboratories during the titration, acid-base titration. So when phenolphthalein is added as an indicator, you at the end you get the pink color that shows the end of the titration, that is neutralization of the acid and bases. So it can also be used as a purgative, that is phenolphthalein. It is used as purgative, but the exact mechanism of action is not known. It acts mainly on the large bowel after 6 to 8 hours and produces the softness of the stool or semi-solid stool. Softness of the stool and semi-solid stool is there. Now the precaution is there, or the indication is this, that when the patient uses this phenolphthalein, it appears in the urine, and urine may have, or the stool may have the pink color. So patient should not be afraid of that, because it is due to the use of this phenolphthalein. So this drug has enterohepatic circulation. Now what do you mean by enterohepatic circulation? Means that it enters into the liver, from the liver into the intestine, shows its effects in the intestine, then again comes into the blood, only 15% absorbed. The remaining again enters into the liver, again into the intestine, again into the blood, again into the liver. That is known as enterohepatic circulation. That is known as enterohepatic circulation. So this causes the prolongation of its purgative effect. So this enterohepatic circulation causes the prolongation of this purgative effect, because only 15% excreted, remaining is restored in the liver. Again, on the requirement comes into the intestine, shows its effect, comes to the bowel, shows its effects. Then after that, 15% excreted of remaining again enter into the liver. Now, absorbed drug excreted through the kidney in conjugated form. Again, you know that conjugated form. Repeatedly, I told you that the process of conjugation, that is when the hydrophobic drugs combine with certain compounds which make them soluble in the blood body fluid. They are known as conjugated product, or the process is known as conjugation. For example, glucuronic acid, when combined with certain drugs or the compounds, they form the glucuronides, and these glucuronides can easily be excreted out from the kidney. So it gives red color to the urine. So patient should be informed when phenolphthalein is given to the patient should be informed that the color of your urine may be the pink due to the presence of phenolphthalein. So they should not be afraid of that, right? Now the adverse effect, colic, that is pain, abdominal pain, palpitation, increased heart rate, skin rashes, itching, burning, colorful pigmentation to the skin due to the phenolphthalein. The pigmentation, because it enters into the sweat gland, so when there is sweating takes place, they causes the colorful pigmentation to the skin, and that is the role of phenolphthalein. Now next is the bisacodyl. Bisacodyl, structurally related to the phenolphthalein. Now what is the bisacodyl? Bisacodyl is a chemical compound which is structurally related to the phenolphthalein. It activates the intestine by deacylation. You know that deacylation. Site of action is colon. Site of action is the colon, right? So this is bisacodyl. Now dose of this bisacodyl or phenolphthalein, 60 to 130 milligram in the form of Laxative. 130 milligram tablets taken at the bedtime, not bedtime. Now be careful, it should be taken at the bedtime. So early in the morning there may be the evacuation of the bowel. Not chewed, they can be swallowed but not chewed. Bisacodyl 5 to 15 milligram, that is Delbulex. The name of Delbulex can be used. 5 milligram, 10 milligram, adults 5 milligram in the children, and 10 milligrams in the adults, right? Now suppositories. Now suppository, which is known as convex suppository. What is suppository? Suppositories are the drugs which can be given through the anus. Now particularly these suppositories are used for the evacuation of the bowel before the surgery, that is known as enema, in the form of enema. These suppositories are known as enema. Enema is given to the patient before the surgery to evacuate the bowel, right? Or the colon. Now for 10 milligrams, it causes, or it acts by the irritating the anal and the rectal mucosa, because I have told you that the route of administration through the anus, you know that you have studied the different route of administration of the drugs, that is enteral, peripheral, thecal, anal. So this is the anal route of administration. and rectal mucosa. It causes reflexively to increase the motility of the gut, causes the evacuation within 20 to 40 minutes. So before the surgery, this in the form of enema should be given to the patient. Within 40 minutes, the abdomen, that is the colon or the bowel, is evacuated, may cause the inflammation and mucosal damage. So if there is high dose given to the patient, it may cause the inflammation, that is there is swelling of that intestinal cells, may cause the pain and mucosal changes in the mucosal membrane, right? Now next is the anthraquinones. Anthraquinones, that is the Dr.Syeda senna. These plants contains anthraquinones groups. The anthraquinone groups is that group which is present in a chemical compound. So this anthraquinone groups is having the property to irritate the gut. So that's why this anthraquinone is given to the patient. They have the purgative effects. Now, mechanism of action of oral administration, not absorbed in the small intestine, passed to the colon, where bacteria that releases the active anthrone. Now, anthraquinone, when administered, that is oral administration is the route of administration. When it is given orally, now it is the importance of this drug. It cannot be absorbed by the small intestine, passed the small intestine, pass the colon, into the colon where the bacteria are present. They releases the active anthrone. Now, anthraquinone causes the release of active anthrone. Active anthrone, that is, what is active anthrone? These are the oxymethyl derivatives of anthraquinone. Act as a purgative in 6 to 8 hours. So these are the anthraquinone and their mechanism of action. That is how they shows the purgative effect. Now next is the Dr.Syeda. Dr.Syeda, it is non-selective 5-hydroxy-T4. Non-selective 5-hydroxy-T4 partial agonist. Now you know that when in the beginning of the pharmacology, I told you about the agonist, antagonist, and partial agonist. Agonist, antagonist, and partial agonist. Partial agonist means not fully antagonist, not fully agonist. They have shown both the properties, so that's why they are known as partial agonist, not having any effect on the other receptors. Only they show their effect on the 5-hydroxy-T4 receptor, right? What is the mechanism? Again, the same mechanism, that is, increases the release of acetylcholine and calcitonin gene-related peptide. Now, this is the new thing for you. Please be careful about this. That is calcitonin gene-related peptide. CGRP, calcitonin gene-related peptide. Now, this is the effect of acetylcholine in the bowel or the intestine. Increases the release of acetylcholine. This Dr.Syeda increases the release of acetylcholine. It causes the release of a gene that is known as calcitonin gene-related peptide, and this peptide causes increase in the peristalsis. This gene causes increase in the peristalsis. You know that acetylcholine itself it is a parasympathetic neurotransmitter. So acetylcholine increases the peristaltic movement of the gut. So the second is this, that it releases a gene that is known as calcitonin gene peptide. So it causes increase in the peristalsis. Now what is the mechanism of action? That is, they increases the cyclic AMP, chloride, bicarbonate ion, and cyclic GMP. The positive sign means that these increases the peristaltic reflex and colonic secretions. Peristaltic reflex and colonic secretion means they increases the movement of the gut, they increases the secretion of the colon, right? That is which cyclic AMP, chloride, bicarbonate ions, and cyclic GMP, that is guanosine monophosphate, adenosine monophosphate. In the cyclic form, chloride ions and unchanged in the feces. So T-have is 11 hours. Now you know that how much having the prolonged action, that is half-life is 11 hours. So that's why they are prolonged drugs. Now doses 2 to 6 milligram PD twice a day before meal in the form of Tagon 6 milligram tablets. Side effect: loose motion, flatulence and headache. Loose motion, flatulence and headache. Now next is the irritant oils. Irritant oils, I have told you that the castor oil is the most important. Can be used in the children, can be used in the adults, castor oil. One of the oldest purgative in old era. The castor oil can be used as a purgative. Now the medicines, there are so many medicines which can be used as a purgative. But castor oil is the one of the most important component, and it is the it can be used as a purgative, oldest purgative. So it is, what is castor oil? It is nothing but a vegetable oil. Castor oil is nothing but a vegetable oil obtained from the seed of the Ricinus communis. Ricinus communis is the plant. From that plant, when the seeds of this plant are squeezed or extracted, then there is extraction of the castor oil takes place. Also used on the skin as an emollient. What do you mean by emollient? Because it is having the moisturizing effect. So when it can be used on the skin, it causes the emollient effect. Be careful about emollient effect, right? Chemically, it is triglyceride of the racinoic acid. Triglyceride of the racinoic acid. Racinoic acid is a fatty acid. Triglyceride having 3 glycerol plus 3 fatty acid. So triglyceride of the racinoic acid, polar long chain fatty acid, and glycerol on hydrolysis, it gives free racinoic acid. Now it causes irritation of the mucosa, and because castor oil is an irritant oil, so when it is used, then it may cause the irritation of the mucosa and stimulates the intestinal contraction. So when there is stimulation of the intestinal contraction, it causes the decrease in the intestinal absorption of the water and electrolytes, increases the intestinal peristalsis. So doses you can see over there, your notes. Because, dear students, you know that before that situation, I've given you the lectures on the notes of the GMT, and that will be in the form of detailed notes. So as far as this laxative, purgatives, antidiarrheal drugs are concerned, they are very easy. There is nothing to be explained. You can easily follow if you have a reading of that notes or lecture. Otherwise, I'm also giving the lecture, I'm explaining the things over here. So, now coming to the osmotic purgatives. Osmotic purgatives means that which causes the interference with the osmotic pressure or osmosis. Now the solute, what is the solute? I 100% think that majority of you not knowing about the solute because you are in second form. What is the difference between solute and solvent, and what is the difference between solute, solvent and the solution? Solutes are those components which has to be added to the solvent, and when they are dissolved in the solvent, that form the solution. So solute are those particles which can be dissolved in the solvent. So solute not absorbed in the intestine, they retain water osmotically and distend the bowel, causing increased peristalsis. Again, the same thing, same procedure, same mechanism that they increases the peristaltic movement indirectly. Why indirectly? Because there are certain solutes which are not absorbed in the intestine. They retain water osmotically. That is, what is osmosis? You may understand the osmosis, that is the movement of the solute particles from one part to the other through the second membrane until and unless the concentration becomes equal. So they retain water osmotically and dissolve the bowel, they distend the bowel, causing the increased peristaltic indirectly, peristaltic movement or peristalsis indirectly, right? Now the movement of the solvent or the solute, that is to cause the equilibrium, that is osmosis. Now magnesium sulfate, Epsom salt. Now this is the Epsom salt. Now latest it has been found out that if a person, actually this is a magnesium sulfate. Now it can be used as a, that is when it is used causes the release of hormone. Now we can discuss later on. It can act as a purgative. On the other hand, what is the other use of magnesium sulfate? The latest research shows that this magnesium sulfate in the form of soap, that is Epsom salt, when used in the form of or prepared in the form of soap, and that soap can be used by a person who feels the body ache. Who feels the body ache means the pain in whole body. When the patient use this salt in the form of soap and wash the body by that soap, then is the patient having the relief from the body pain. Relief from the body pain. It is the research found out. Now this magnesium sulfate when used, it causes the release of hormone cholecystokinin. You know that cholecystokinin, chymozymin, cholecystokinin, these are the hormones released in the intestine. It causes the release of hormone cholecystokinin, which aid the purgative action. Now this, what is the role of hormone cholecystokinin? It increases the intestinal movement and act as a purgative. Next is the magnesium hydroxide, which is also known as milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia as 8% volume by weight by weight. 8% weight by weight. You know that weight by weight, weight by volume, volume by volume. Weight by weight means that magnesium hydroxide used in 8% weight by weight. Sodium sulfate, Glauber's salt, 10 to 15 gram. Sodium phosphate, 6 to 12 gram. Sodium potassium tartrate, these salts are used as a purgative under the heading of osmotic purgatives, that is they causes the difference or the disturbance in the osmolarity. So in this way they act as a purgative. They increases the absorption of the salt, water and salts. The above salts in mentioned doses dissolved in 150 to 200 ml of water produces 1 to 2 fluid evacuation within 1 to 3 hours with mild cramping. Mild cramping means by mild cramps. Well, cramps means that the movement of the muscles in the intestine or the that is known as cramps or the pain in the abdomen. Now contraindication, magnesium salt is in renal insufficiency. It cannot be used in renal insufficiency because they can form the stones. So in renal insufficiency they cannot be used. Sodium salt in cardiac heart failure. Sodium salts in cardiac heart failure. Now why sodium salt in cardiac heart failure? You know that cardiac heart failure, the patient suffering from cardiac heart failure also suffers from the high blood pressure or hypertension. When we use the sodium salt in this patient, they causes the increase in the absorption of sodium, and when there is increase in the absorption of sodium, there is increase in the absorption of water, and they may cause increase in the blood volume, and there is increase in the blood pressure. So they should not be. On the other hand, the sodium potassium exchange also causes the conduction of the impulses in the heart, and they may cause the arrhythmia or any other kind of a heart problem. Now repeated doses of saline purgative can cause the fluid and electrolyte imbalance, right? Next is the lactulose. Lactulose, that is fructose and lactose. Fructose and lactose is known as lactulose. Retain water, dose of 10 gram be taken with plenty of water. It produces soft stool. Now there is nothing to be explained because very simple. So lactulose reduces blood ammonia concentration as 25 to 30% in patient with hepatic encephalopathy. Hepatic encephalopathy, that is when there is abnormal conduction of the nerve impulses, it can be reduced. Lactulose reduces the blood ammonia concentration in patient with hepatic encephalopathy, right? Now contraindication, undiagnosed abdominal pain, constipation due to obstruction in the bowel, hypothyroidism, decreased formation of the thyroid hormone, hypercalcemia, increased concentration of the calcium in the blood, hypercalcemia. These are the malignancy. These are the contraindication. It means that in this condition they cannot be used. They cannot be used. Now drugs, opiate, they cause the sedative, anticholinergic, anti-Parkinsonism, antidepressant, antihistamine, and verapamil. These are the drugs. They can be used. Now,